This is San Diego News Daily.
I'm Nicole Gomez. Let's get right into your top local stories. A disturbing scene playing out in Southcrest as multiple law enforcement agencies descended on a home, told the residents to leave, and began digging in the backyard and under the home. CHP, FBI, and local police are still at the home on Newton Avenue near National and 35th. We're learning more about the ongoing investigation and what led to that police presence. NBC 7's Audra Stafford is in Southcrest with the latest.
An officer was stationed here outside the home all night long because this is still an active crime scene. You can see the home has been taped off. There is a mobile command unit set up here, and investigators are expected to be here throughout the day. Some of the family members who live at the home actually told us they've been told that police would need access to the home through tomorrow as their investigation continues. Soon after the family moved out yesterday, investigators moved in carrying bags of evidence from the property. Police haven't released any details about where the remains were located, but video from Sky Ranger 7 showed them going in and out of a large opening that was created underneath the house. Online records show the home used to be some type of independent living facility, but the Gonzalez family says it was remodeled in 2022, well before they moved in. They say they've only lived in the home for about a year now, and though they have gotten visits from law enforcement before asking if certain people live there, they never expected them to show up on their doorstep with a search warrant.
They got new information, new evidence that reopened the case. And I guess that evidence led to our house.
Yeah, the unit.
Yeah.
San Diego police say they are working with the medical examiner's office to identify the remains and determine the cause of death. Of course, we will continue to stay on top of this developing story and bring you any new information as we get it. From Southcrest, I'm Audra Stafford, NBC 7.
The man arrested in connection with the hit-and-run death of an 11-year-old boy in Escondido last week is expected to make his first courtroom appearance today. Comes as we're learning that the suspect is on ICE's radar. Last week, Aiden Antonio Torres de Paz was killed right in front of his Escondido home. His mother telling us he was hit while chasing a soccer ball into the street. The driver didn't stop. Police later arrested Hector Balderas Amador over the weekend, bringing some comfort to the boy's family and the first steps toward justice.
There's a mix of emotions. This is just the start to a long process. We've been grieving, we've been doing other things, getting arrangements together, but knowing that he's behind bars is a sense of satisfaction for us right now.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement says Amador was in the country illegally and had already been removed 4 times before. The Sheriff's Department says it denied a request to transfer him to Immigration Enforcement custody. ICE has called on Governor Newsom to honor ICE's arrest detainer. In response, a spokesperson for Newsom said that, quote, nothing prohibits the federal government from doing its job in this case. Unlawfully returning to the United States after deportation is a federal criminal offense, and California honors federal criminal warrants. Meteorologist Angelica Campos joining us now with a look at the forecast. Hey.
Hi, Nicole. A nice day today. Comfortable. The winds will be shifting this afternoon, turning more easterly, bringing us Santa Ana conditions and dry weather that's expected to last all the way into next week. So the winds will continue. Tonight, they'll average between 30-35 miles per hour for the coast, and even for our inland communities. Mountains could also gust close to 35 miles per hour. Near the beach, it is king tides. We are monitoring the conditions here, expecting king tides to average between 5 and 6 feet all the way through the 6th. So all the way into Saturday, but this beach hazard statement is going to be in effect until Friday morning. And tomorrow, the tides will peak at 7.1 feet at 7:34 a.m. As we go through the afternoon, it'll be nice and comfortable with a nice mix of clouds and sunshine. The clouds will be in place going into tonight here. Also expecting clouds to mix through the afternoon, with temperatures averaging in the mid-60s tonight, going back down to the 50s. It is going to stay cool as we go into tonight. We'll have the rest of your forecast coming up, Nicole.
Angelica, thank you. A popular North County restaurant forced to pay up. We break down the allegations against Swami's Cafe and the punishment handed down. It's coming up next.
You count on breaking news.
We continue to monitor several new developments
and help preparing for the unexpected.
A red flag warning will start tomorrow.
You count on stories from your community. You count on getting different points of view.
We're still human.
And your voice being heard.
The air is not safe.
You count on in-depth reporting.
They were saying, finally, we feel that we're being taken seriously.
Because you know the whole story is more than just the headline. This is coverage you count on, only on NBC 7 and Telemundo 20.
This is San Diego News Daily.
I'm Nicole Gomez. Welcome back. Carlsbad is moving forward with new age restrictions for e-bike riders. Although these are just recommendations for now, they include banning kids under 12 from riding e-bikes, as well as banning anyone under 16 from hopping on one as a passenger. Another recommendation would be to punish parents if their child ignores the rules, possibly with child endangerment charges.
I don't think a parent would want that on their record. A referral to Child Protective Services or a criminal case file.
Our number one goal is keep everybody safe.
Well, staff is now directed to put together the recommendations in the form of an ordinance so the public can give their input, and then the council will have a vote. Swami's Cafe has agreed to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's all a part of a lawsuit settlement over allegations of sexual harassment and retaliation against its employees. The federal lawsuit has been ongoing since 2019. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission claimed some female employees were sexually harassed by male supervisors and co-workers, and when they complained, they were either retaliated against or forced to quit. The lawsuit also involved Honey's Bistro in Encinitas, which is a part of the same chain. The owner agreed to pay $650,000 and must now implement anti-discrimination and anti-retaliation policies at all 9 locations in the county. The owner of Swami's did not have to admit to any wrongdoing as a part of the settlement. Meteorologist Angelica Campos will have a look at your weather right after this.
NBC 7 and Telemundo 20. Weather coverage you count on. You count on accuracy.
The winds are going to be increasing.
You count on these experts.
Take a look here at our future weather.
In 2 languages.
Más de 3 pulgadas de precipitación.
You count on innovative tech.
Look at our first alert Doppler radar.
From a team you depend on.
Dry conditions to round out this week.
You count on early warnings.
Because we had pretty significant rain.
Because you know every second counts.
They just kept getting worse and worse.
This is First Alert Weather. This is coverage you count on. Only on NBC 7 and Telemundo 20.
And after a cloudy start this morning, tonight we're going to see a mix of clouds once again into the overnight. Partly cloudy, but the winds will be out of the east. It'll turn breezy into the overnight near the coast, inland, as well into the mountains. Not as much for the deserts, just for tonight, but tomorrow it'll be primarily into our inland communities and mountains where we'll experience most of the wind. The weather pattern brings high pressure, which is going to provide warmer conditions and also dry weather with those Santa Ana winds in place all the way into the beginning of next week. So look at the pattern here for Ramona. We'll go from 60s today. We'll stay there for a few more days, but by next week, we could see temperatures well into the 70s and even low 80s for Tuesday. Tuesday most likely will be the warmest day around the entire county next week. This is what the 10-day looks like. Temperatures around 70 degrees for tomorrow at the coast. We do have those king tides in the morning, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning, topping close to 7 feet. Into the weekend, upper 60s, and then looking at 70s next week, warming up to 76 for the warmest day on Tuesday. In the mountains, you're also going to see that trade off from 50s back to 70s next week. And for our deserts, temperatures will stay in the low 80s next week, starting on Tuesday all the way through Friday. So Friday, actually the entire week, is going to be very mild around the county. Nicole, back to you.
Angelica, thank you. Help NBC 7 and Telemundo 20 make a difference for a child in need this holiday season as we team up with the U.S. Marine Corps for our annual Toys for Tots drive through. This event is happening on Friday, December 5th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Walmart parking lot on Murphy Canyon Road. You can bring a new unwrapped toy, drive up, drop it off. Make sure you stop by to spin our prize wheel and say hi to our team. Oh, more coverage you count on at NBC7.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.